Moving on to a different network, the CW.
Oh, the CW. Gotta love the CW. I probably watch almost every single show on there, and...
Yeah, me too. At one point, I'm pretty sure I did watch every single show on there, and then they started canceling them.
Yeah.
But I am still a very dedicated CW fan, so...
Yeah, same here. So, of course, at the top of the CW is the Vampire Diaries. Who could forget the Vampire Diaries? They're very, very intense.
Dramatic.
So this week's episode of the Vampire Diaries, Jeremy is actually dead. Jeremy's dead. Okay, number one question right now, do you think he's actually gonna stay dead?
I hope not.
I hope he doesn't either, because Jeremy is an amazing character, and who doesn't love him?
I don't know, and I personally, how can they bring him back? I mean, they can bring everyone back, but then they have to go and kill everyone by the end of the season, because guess what? Most of those people have new shows now, so they can't bring them back.
So yes, this whole brainwashed Bonnie, who is clearly going to try and resurrect all the supernatural beings, that seems like a bad idea. But do you think it'll work? Do you think?
I don't know. Like, it needs to do something for the rest of the season.
That's true.
And I feel like this is supposed to be the big thing that everything's been leading up to. But as has already been stated, everybody has a new show. So, I mean, they can guest star, but it's not like they can be there for very long. And why are they going to go and kill all their friends as soon as they get them back? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I did really enjoy, though, Elena this episode, because her character
got 10 times more interesting.
Yeah, as like when she was so emotional and pouring alcohol over everything and about to light her house on fire, I thought that was a great scene. I thought she just really projected like this torn up sister and like this Elena that I was really interested in seeing, and I really appreciated that.
It just proved that, like, how good, like, you know she's a good actress, because, I mean, she's playing two different roles on the show. But scenes like that, it really gives her the room to actually just make the character her own, kind of.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how do you feel about Damon telling her to turn her emotions off?
It's not a good thing.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we've seen how that turns out.
Yeah,
Just look at Catherine. We don't need two Catherines around.
Speaking of which, the promo for next week, first of all, shows them going to a cheerleading competition. Kind of dubious how that plot point's gonna play out, just because why? But also, she kind of seems like, as with Elena without emotions, is basically Catherine.
I feel like it's got a little bit of human Caroline, too.
Yeah, that too. A little bit of her. So it's kind of an interesting mix.
Yeah, but I mean, and I don't know. Personally, I feel like Caroline got better as a vampire.
I do too.
And I mean, I feel like
Caroline
that's most
agrees.
people. Yeah, I feel like that is most people's feelings on Caroline. So then to have Elena become human Caroline as a vampire, it should be interesting, but it's a bit odd.
Yeah. All right.
So another change of channel. ABC Family.
And of course, that means Pretty Little Liars. So, well, okay. Thank goodness we have Team Sparia back. Although I kind of wish they included the scene of like Emily and Hannah coming over and Spencer telling them. Do you think that's how the first episode of the next one is gonna start out? Or the first season?
I feel like it has to, but I feel like just because it didn't, something's gonna get in the way. As something always does.
So, what happened to Detective Wilden?
Well, I don't know. Personally, I think he's dead.
Probably. He probably is. Maybe his disappearance or something will be what gets in the way of Spencer being able to share that Toby is part of the A-team. Really tragic.
Well, that's the question, though. Do we still think he's actually part of it, or do we think he's good? I mean, he seemed pretty evil, and he didn't have an explanation. But I don't think anyone doubts that he loves Spencer.
Yeah, but everything he did, though, is now tinged in creepy stalker behavior.
I don't know. And are we thinking that Toby is the one who, like, locked her in the shower? What I want to know?
What?
If that video of, like, her hitting Wilden and then driving off is actually gonna come out, or if that was just their interesting way of showing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or if that was like, oh, this is being recorded,
Mm-hmm.
you better watch out because A now has the video.
Knowing this show, probably video.
Probably.
And it will come back to bite them in the butt.
Ooh.
No idea what's gonna happen next week, although Pretty Little Liars Facebook page, just gonna spoiler alert right here, so if you don't want to know anything that might happen in the next episode.
Although if you're watching this, you probably liked their Facebook page too.
Yeah, so anyway, they did say someone will die in the next episode.
So, you know.
Who do you think it is? I think it'll be Cece.
I'm guessing Wilden. But
Maybe
you know,
both!
Let's cheer about that.
Yeah.
But you know, just let us know what you think.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you guys think about all the shows that we've talked about so far? We had Revenge, Once Upon a Time, Grey's, Vampire Diaries, Pretty Little Liars. So if you have any comments about what you think is going to happen or anything we talked about, please let us know. You can post them on our blog, in the comments, on Tumblr. We're everywhere. So
We're everywhere. We're not everywhere.
like the A-Team. Just
Don't be
kidding.
creepy.
Okay.
But yeah, so just, you know, let us know.
We will answer your questions.
We'll read them.
Yeah. So anyway, stay tuned next week for another episode of Channel by Channel where we'll be talking about that week's TV.